All right, good afternoon. I'm Sergeant Carr, and today my Sergeant Time training video is going to be over moving under direct fire. Now, the purpose of this video is to kind of get you familiar with the correct scenario and give you the proper training on how to effectively move, communicate, engage, neutralize, and suppress the enemy target while taking on direct fire. So during this training session, I have put out a uniform. That uniform consists of OCPs, the correct boots, a flick with an IFAK attached, along with the capability of the flick holding magazine pouches up to 6 magazines, also a camelback, an ACH, gloves, and iPro. Now, before I go over the initial tasks, conditions, standards, and performance measures, I want to quickly brief over to you the 3 different methods on how to properly move in this scenario, moving under direct fire. So method 1 is the high crawl. Now, the high crawl will give you a low silhouette, not as low as the low crawl will, but the advantage of a high crawl is you're able to move a little bit faster than you would if you were to low crawl. The low crawl, the purpose of the high crawl, is to move through enemy fire with proper concealment and cover, but still providing you, like I said, with that low silhouette. So the steps to do a high crawl. Follow me along. You can take notes if you'd like. Also put out to bring pen and paper. You see I got my pen here. So step 1, keep your upper body off of the ground. You do not want your torso hitting the ground for a high crawl. And as you're going to be moving, you're going to rest your weight onto your elbows and forearms. Also, you're going to be when you're doing the high crawl, your weapon is also going to be in your forearms. You're going to cradle your weapon in your forearms. You want to make sure to keep the muzzle off of the ground. You don't want the muzzle to hit the ground. You're going to keep your knees well behind your butt, so that way they stay low. So the back portion of your body stays low. You want to keep as low of a silhouette as humanly possible. And you're going to move forward by alternating your right knee and your left leg, and vice versa, your left elbow and your right leg, and that's how you're going to move. You're basically just kind of shimmy on the ground. So that's how you will be moving during the high crawl. So method number 2 is going to be the low crawl. Now, the purpose of the low crawl is you're going to have the lowest silhouette possible. It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot slower than the high crawl is, but again, you're going to be a very, very hard target to hit since you're going to be low crawling. The purpose of the low crawl is basically if there's very little cover and concealment, so you'd use the low crawl in that situation. So the steps: keep your body as flat to the ground as humanly possible. You're basically going to be dragging yourself face down, just dragging yourself as you move forward. So this weapon, I know, does not have a sling. It is a dummy weapon, but this would be where the sling swivel would be at. You're going to grasp the sling, the swivel on the swing, with your right hand. Then it's going to be kind of something like this. You're going to let the handguard rest on your forearm. All right, pretty simple. Just like the high crawl, you're going to make sure to leave the muzzle off the ground. You do not want your muzzle hitting the dirt. And you're going to move forward. Now, how you're going to move forward is you're going to extend both arms. Make sure you keep the muzzle off the ground. You're going to be holding like this. You're going to extend both arms. And you're going to arch up your right leg. And then you're going to reach forward as far as you can, simultaneously dragging yourself and kicking off with your right leg. And you're going to repeat this process until you reach your desired destination. All All right, so the last and final method is a 3 to 5 second rush, or rush. Doesn't matter, whatever you want to call it. Now, this is going to be the fastest way you're going to move from cover to cover or position to position. You're mainly going to use the 3 to 5 second rush if you're crossing an open area where cover and concealment are kind of little. There's not going to be much of it, so you're going to use this to cover ground quickly and when time is critical. So, to start the 3 to 5 second rush, you're going to be on the ground. You're going to raise your head. You're going to pick a spot that you want to go to. Obviously, keep it in realistic lengths, because like I said, you're going to be running 3 to 5 seconds. So you don't want to make it 500 yards down. You want to make it somewhat reasonable that you're going to reach that destination within 3 to 5 seconds. So you're going to raise your head, pick your destination. You're going to lower your head back down. You're going to put your arms into your body, almost like you're about to do a push-up. Then you're going to bring in your right leg. Then you're going to get up as quickly as possible. And then from then, you're going to start to run. You're going to run 3 to 5 seconds. The way that works for me, that's easy to remember, is I'm up, they see me, I'm down. Typically speaking, if you say it like that, you're going to hit the 3 to 5 seconds. It's not going to be perfect, but that's a good way to remember it. Now, when you reach the spot that you're going to drop to, when you get to it, you're going to plant both of your feet. You're going to plant both your feet down. You're going to fall forward onto your knees. So you're going to be holding the weapon. You're going to fall forward on your knees. Then you're going to take your right hand and put it on the heel of the buttstock. You're going to break your fall with the weapon. And you're going to fall forward. And you get back into your firing position. And you're going to repeat those steps until, like I said, you reach your next firing position or you reach the desired destination you want to achieve. So, those are the 3 methods that you're going to be using while taking on enemy fire. Those are the 3 primary methods. So now, I'm going to go over the task, condition, standards, and performance measures. So the task, move under direct fire using the correct movement techniques. Conditions, you are a member of a team conducting movement to contact and are under fire from an enemy position that is 250 to 300 meters away from your position. You have an individual weapon, an M4, dummy weapon. That's what we're going to use today. Individual combat equipment, what you're wearing. And a current firing position that provides cover from the enemy's direct fire. So if you look, we're in somewhat of an open field and we have wood line. So we're not going to venture into the woods because it's going to be hard to demonstrate all the proper techniques. So we're going to simulate proper concealment. We're just going to go with it. Some iterations of this task should be performed in MOP level 4. For the purpose of this training, we are not going to be conducting this in MOP 4. Standards. Select a movement route, communicate your intent to move, and suppress enemy fire as needed. Conduct movement using the appropriate techniques based on situation and terrain. Occupy firing positions within 100 meters of the enemy position and engage the enemy. We don't have enemy out here, so we're going to simulate. We're just going to pretend. Performance measures. Performance measure number 1, select an individual movement route that adheres to the instructions provided by your team leader. Number 2, communicate movement intent as appropriate. You want to verbally tell, if you were doing this with other people, you would verbally tell them your intent to move. You also don't want to move in front of them and in front of their line of fire. So you want to let them know, whether it be through arm signals or just straight yelling, you need to let them know when you're about to move. Suppress the enemy as required. So in between each movement technique, you're going to want to be suppressing the enemy. You want fire superiority. That's big. That's huge. And final, conduct movement using appropriate techniques to reach each position. Like I described each method, you're going to use those techniques to push through, neutralize, engage, suppress the enemy. Those are the methods you're going to be using. So I'm going to go over the risk assessment. Today's risk factors include tripping hazard. We are outside. Also going to include dehydration hazards and environmental hazards such as wildlife. So my controls for all of these factors, I came through here, I did an initial recon of the area, moved away whatever that maybe on the ground that could potentially be a tripping or fall hazard, right? So you don't come out here and roll your ankle. We just want to get some good training in. Also, it's hot, we're outside. Part of the uniform was bring a Camelback. Make sure there's water in it. Make sure you drink water. It's important. We don't want anyone falling out for something as silly as that. And the environmental hazard, such as wildlife, so how that's gonna be controlled is, while we're doing this training, if you see any wildlife and it gets in our way, let me know, inform me of it. We'll stop the training as necessary and we'll wait until that animal leaves the area. And then we will resume training. We don't wanna mess with the wildlife, okay? So environmental safety. It is a responsibility of all military and DA civilians to preserve and protect the wildlife and the environment. That's big. Security conditions. Foreign disclosure, FD1. This training product has been reviewed by the training developers in a coordination with G2 Fort Benning GA 31905 Foreign Disclosure Officer. This training product can be used to instruct international military students from all approved countries without restrictions. For this installation, the force protection is Bravo. So for this particular installation, our force protection right now is Bravo. So now I will be demonstrating the task to the standard. Please watch this demonstration. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. I'm moving. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang. All right. So now that you've seen the task and what you need to do to the standard, I will give you all 5 minutes to practice on your own. I'll be walking around making sure, if you guys any tips, if you need them, let me know. All right, so now that we got the practice out of the way, I'm going to be conducting the assessment phase. So, for this assessment phase, I'm gonna retouch up on the task, condition, standards, and the performance measures, just so that you all know. So tasks. Move under direct fire using the correct movement techniques. That's the purpose of our training. Moving in direct fire. Conditions. You are a member of a team conducting movement to contact and you are under fire from an enemy position that is 250 to 300 meters away from your position. You have an individual weapon, individual combat equipment, and a current firing position that provides cover from the enemy's direct fire. Some iterations of this task should be performed in Mach 4. like I said, for the purpose of this training, we will not be conducting this training in mop form. Standards. Select a movement route, communicate your intent to move, and suppress enemy fire as needed. Conduct movement using an appropriate technique based on situation and terrain. Occupy firing positions within 100 meters of the enemy position and engage the enemy. Performance measures. Step 1. Select an individual movement route that adheres to the instructions provided by our team leader. Communicate movement intent as appropriate. Suppress the enemy as required. And finally, conduct movement using the appropriate techniques to reach each position. All right, so for the assessment phase, well, I'll give you 5 minutes to be tested through. While you're doing the testing, I'll be walking around and I'll be grading each and every one of you. So please, do your best to do the task to the standard. So I'm looking at. All right, so everyone took the test, and great job. Everyone passed the test. That was great. You all passed the assessment with 100% accuracy to the standard. However, even though you all passed, I still made a retrain plan. So if by chance you didn't pass, then this same training is going to be held on the 1st of October of 2020 at 1500 in the area, the 530th Clearance Company area, in the footprint, okay? And this is the spot right here. So like I said, on the 1st, if you didn't pass, but everyone did, so you're good. So now that everyone did well, and now we're gonna move on. We're gonna do basically a final inspection. We're gonna make sure we have all the equipment that we brought with us. So all of our gear, the weapons we brought, we would make sure that we have everything before we leave. Then I'm gonna conduct an AAR right now. So for today, what was supposed to happen? Well, what was supposed to happen is we're supposed to come out here, get the training for moving under direct fire, all right, and let you guys practice and test you out and have you all pass with 100% accuracy to the standard. So that's what today was supposed to happen. What really happened? What went right? What went wrong? And how could this training be improved? So, were the risk assessment controls effective? Well, no one fell out of dehydration, as I made sure everyone brings a water source, such as a Camelback. That was part of the uniform. None of you were injured. None of you tripped, fell, rolled your ankle, so that's good. None of you got hurt. And there was no wildlife, so it was good. Like I said, if you had seen wildlife, let me know. We can stop the training, let it go on its merry way, and then we'll pick it up from there. So now we're gonna do a police call. All right, we're gonna conduct one final check to restore the area that we came to in its original form. So we're gonna go ahead and conduct a police call really quick. Make sure there's no trash, anything like that. All right, good. So that's going to conclude the sergeant's time training for today. Do any of you have any questions, any concerns, anything? All right, Sergeant. So T is for trained, P is for practice, and U is for untrained. Thank you. That is all.